Authors know. I didn't always know this history as I grew older and began reading widely. I asked my mother why none of these stories had ever been taught to us. Her answer was simple. They weren't taught because those in charge hadn't learned them themselves or hadn't taken the time to pass them on. That realization opened my eyes to a harder truth. Much of Black history, especially our contributions to invention and innovation, has been systematically erased. Generations have been denied access to the intellectual legacy, not by accident, but by design. Laws, schools, textbooks, and policies often ensured that Black achievement remained invisible, while others profited from what we created. This absence is not just historical. It continues today, when the leaders and institutions work to prevent these stories from being taught. But is intentional suppression. Ignorance is not a mistake, it is a tool. This book exists to challenge that. Each chapter contains sidebars titled, "What Schools Don't Teach," highlighting the omissions, patterns of theft, and systems of exclusion that shaped. They continue to shape who's recognized for innovation. These inserts are not optional context. They are corrections to a narrative that has long been incomplete. I wrote this book so that no one else has to ask why they weren't taught who they are. This is a record of creativity, resilience, and the truths about power that textbooks have left out. It is a map to understanding our past, reclaiming our present, and imagining a future where Black invention is recognized, honored, and protected. The acknowledgements. This book exists because so many people, often overlooked, preserve what others try to erase. I honor the scholars, historians, and archivists who dug into neglected archives, piecing together the stories of inventors whose names were stolen, misattributed, or left unrecorded. Your work is the backbone of this record. I honor the elders, community members, and families who passed down knowledge orally, keeping the memory of innovation alive despite centuries of suppression. Your voices remind us that history does not exist only in books or classrooms. It lives in the people who survived and resisted. I honor the Black inventors, past and present, whose brilliance has been ignored, erased, or claimed by others. Your work shaped a world in ways that were deliberately obscure. This book is an attempt to reclaim your place in history and to ensure that your contributions are recognized, credited, and celebrated. Finally, I honor the readers, students, and future innovators who will inherit this work. May it inspire not only knowledge, but action, to learn, to question, and to challenge systems that continue to deny Black ingenuity its rightful recognition. This is not just gratitude, it is acknowledgement of what was taken, what was hidden, and what we are restoring. A hidden legacy. Every tool you use, every machine that moves the world, every life-saving medical breakthrough may have been shaped by Black hands. Yet most of the people who created them were erased from history. Elijah McCoy's lubrication system, which revolutionized steam engines, was just one of thousands of innovations by Black inventors whose names rarely appear in textbooks. From the era of slavery to the present day, Black inventors face barriers deliberately designed to deny recognition, credit, and ownership. Enslavement exploited not only Black labor but also knowledge, turning innovation itself into a property that can be seized after emancipation. Discriminatory laws, segregation, and exclusion from education prevented many from filing patents, securing financing, or bringing their ideas to market. Even and patents were granted. Courts, corporations, and institutions often denied Black inventors the rights and profits they deserve. These barriers were not accidental. They were intentional mechanisms of exclusion, ensuring that Black contributions remain invisible while others profited. This hidden legacy is critical to understand, because the history we are taught in schools tells only half the story. The inventions, ideas, and systems Black people created have always existed. What has been hidden is the truth about who created them and who benefited from them. Why this book matters. For too long, the story of innovation in America has been incomplete. And that incompleteness was deliberate. Black inventors have shaped the modern world in ways most people never learn in school. Lewis Latimer, for example, refined the electric light and drafting techniques that made Thomas Edison's inventions commercially successful. Yet his contributions were rarely credited in textbooks. Dr. Charles Drew's pioneering work on blood banking saved millions of lives, while segregation and institutional exclusion limited his recognition and authority. This book exists to expose that deliberate erasure laws, policies, and institutional practices restricted Black inventors.